A famous tennis coach makes it clear, Sinner is not as good as Alcaraz. Men's tennis is emerging from a golden era led by Roger Federer, Rafa Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. The three global tennis legends broke all possible records, leaving an indelible mark on the history of the sport. Now, everything suggests that Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz are set to mark an era in tennis, if they haven't already started doing so. Both young players continue to set records for their age, and Patrick Mouratoglou made his thoughts clear in an interview with Tennis 365. It's still difficult to compare their level to that of previous champions. I think they have completely different styles of tennis. Putting them in the same group, with Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, is difficult, explained the renowned tennis coach. They're the two best by far at the moment, and Carlos can do anything. Everything he does perfectly. His forehand is incredible, his backhand, I see no weakness, Mouratoglou added. The French coach continued to praise the Spanish player's performance. He can play flat, his drop shots and net play are incredible, he can serve and volley, and he serves unbelievably well for someone of his height. Physically, he's a beast, he said. However, Mouratoglou pointed out that Alcaraz has too many weapons in his game, which sometimes causes him to lose focus and commit too many unforced errors. After assessing the Spanish player's level, the former coach of Jeremy Chardy, Grigor Dimitrov, and Serena Williams shifted to evaluate Sinner. Jannik is a machine. He does fewer things, and at this point, he's trying to add new weapons to his game. He's not as good as Carlos Alcaraz, but what he does incredibly well. He takes time away from his opponent, hits with great power and precision, his movement is impressive, and he rarely misses, emphasized the coach. Aware that they may be witnessing a new era in tennis, Mouratoglou noted that Alcaraz and Sinner are much more than just powerful hitters. With tournament victories split between both players this year, the French coach concluded that the matches are so close because whenever Carlos's level dips slightly, Sinner maintains the same pace from start to finish. Carlos Alcaraz's path to conquering the 2024 Paris Masters. Currently the best Spanish tennis player, Carlos Alcaraz, is preparing to make his debut at the season's final ATP 1000 tournament, the Paris Masters. Following a successful stint in Asia, the world number 2 arrives in the French capital seeking another title on fast courts. Nicolas Jarry, Ugo Humbert, Casper Ruud, and Daniil Medvedev could be on Alcaraz's path before a potential final that, if predictions hold, would be against Jannik Sinner. After a slight drop in performance during the North American Tour, Carlos Alcaraz returned in great form in Asia, capturing the China Open and reaching the quarterfinals of the Shanghai Masters. Although Jannik Sinner, currently the world number 1, has secured his ranking lead through the next season, Alcaraz knows he can gain significant points with a strong result in the French tournament. Alcaraz will receive a first-round bye as the tournament's second seed, making his debut in the second round. Second round, Nicolas Jarry or a qualifying player. The Chilean Nicolas Jarry is the likely opponent for Alcaraz in his opening match. Jarry has had an inconsistent second half of the year, struggling to advance past the early rounds of tournaments. However, the 29-year-old has previously defeated Alcaraz, so the Spaniard will need to start strong. If predictions hold, we may be approaching another final between the world's number 1 and number 2. These Grand Slam champions of 2024 have already faced each other multiple times in recent weeks, with each match exceeding expectations, making fans eager for a new installment in this budding rivalry. Alcaraz won their most recent official match, the China Open final, but Sinner claimed victory in the final of the Six Kings Slam, an exhibition tournament held just under a week ago in Saudi Arabia. Alcaraz leads the head-to-head record against the US Open champion 6-4, but will he be able to tip the scales further in his favor in Paris? The secret diet of Carlos Alcaraz to dominate the ATP circuit. Carlos Alcaraz has recently been in the spotlight, not only for his recent loss, 6-7-5, 6-3, 6-3, against Jannik Sinner in the Six Kings Slam exhibition final in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, but this time, attention is on a dietary change he's implemented that has already shown notable results. Jorge Moreno, his physiotherapist and a knowledgeable expert on the subject, prompted this change. Since Moreno suggested Alcaraz undergo testing a few years ago, the Spanish tennis player has faithfully followed a gluten-free diet, especially when competing in major tournaments like Roland Garros or Wimbledon. The mysterious diet of Carlos Alcaraz? Carlos Alcaraz's goal? To improve his performance. Not everyone digests gluten, a protein found in cereals like wheat, barley, and rye. Well, it can negatively impact athletic performance, causing feelings of heaviness, fatigue, and even increasing the risk of injuries. But that's not all. His diet also includes more fish than meat. I eat quite a lot of pasta, which is great for an athlete. I'm also lucky to be able to eat a lot without gaining weight as fat. I also eat a lot of salads, rice, Alcaraz commented in an interview with the ATP. How he prepares for a match. Before a match, Alcaraz usually opts for sushi. Approximately an hour and a half before taking the court, he eats a plate of gluten-free pasta mixed with a cocoa cream called ambrosia, which includes olive oil and dates. During the match, he typically relies on a bar made of dates, egg whites, and guarana, combined with bananas to prevent cramps. Diet planning is an essential component for both competition weeks and off weeks, though the main difference lies in supplementation, with slight adjustments in doses during the preseason to support optimal performance. This nutritional approach isn't exclusive to tennis, it's applied in various sports disciplines to maximize athletes' potential. A notable example is footballer Dani Carvajal, Real Madrid's defender, who mentioned in an interview with Universo Valdano that he decided to remove gluten from his regular diet. According to Carvajal, this change led to significant improvements in his physical performance, such as increased energy and faster muscle recovery, as well as a noticeable boost in his overall physical condition. These types of dietary adjustments, when well planned and tailored to an athlete's specific needs, can make a significant difference in their performance and overall well-being. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. At Tennis Zone, we are dedicated to bringing you the best information for the best audience, sharing in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and full coverage of everything related to the world of tennis. Join our community and be part of the excitement of the tournaments with us. Additionally, at Tennis Zone, we strive to offer you updated, quality content about players, tournaments, strategies, and the most relevant events in the world of tennis.